Alleluia. Om Mani Padme Om. Allah
Welcome to Harmony and Diversity. Norm Currie is my name, and today we're speaking with Sheikh Muhammad Wahid, and he's the president of the Islamic Association of Australia. And we'd like to explore what that association is about. I think you said you established that in 1999.
That's right, yeah.
Where did you start?
Obviously, we started in southeastern suburb of Melbourne, which is Dandenong. So we were based there.
Yes.
And first of all, we set up the library, actually, which was consist of 7 different languages to provide the resources to the local people. Of course, Muslim and the other faith, to know about Islam and to know about our culture and tradition. Mm-hmm. So, and at the same time, education as well. We were running different programs, public and adult education program for the schools, weekend Arabic language classes as well, women classes as well. We run the English classes as well to help those people who newly arrived in Australia to learn the English language. So festivals, lot of activities in the community. Australia Clean Day as well, we participated in that.
Yes.
Charity work, so different work were involved.
And what, because you were a founding member, what actually raised in you the sense of saying we need to have this association? What was the purpose of it?
As I grown up in that environment and my strong connection with the faith, it gives me this compassion in my upbringing that I have to do something for the other people as well.
Okay.
So that was the most important motivation for me. But at the same time, when I arrived here in Melbourne, I could not find any organization that time who could provide basic resources to the community, and especially in Dandenong area. So we thought that we should have some organization which can provide these services to the local community. And the first thing we did, basically set up the library to provide the resources and educational activities to the local community. So that was the motivation behind that, setting up the organization.
And Dandenong is a special case as well, of course, because I think I'm correct in saying there's 57 different ethnic groups
that is right.
in
Yes,
that council
absolutely.
area.
Yes.
So, and for each of those there's a religion. Also, quite a few refugee people of Islamic faith arrived there as well. Is that right?
That is right, actually.
Yes, yes.
Lot of Afghani people, Iraqi community, Somalian community came to the Dandenong area as well. On individual level, we did provide assistance to them as well. It is a wide range of sport we been providing these people. Sometimes they just need someone to comfort them, you know. They
Yes.
come from that horrible, background, from their back country where the war and fighting happening. So they come out from that country and they are really basically mentally very upset.
Yes.
And they lost their family members. They need moral support as well as financial support as well. So we try our best to provide them moral support and at the same time a little bit financial support according to the means of our organization.
Yes.
So we've been doing this work in the community since we established Islamic Association of Australia.
Right. Now, those people who are requiring support, you do that through the Islamic Association, but do you find yourself becoming involved in that also as a sheikh? Do they need guidance? Do they need assistance?
Absolutely. I mean, all these communities, basically back home in their countries, they are very strongly have very strong relationship with the religious person in their community, and it is always in Islamic faith that the mosque, the place of worship, is basically the focal point for the community to come there.
Yes.
Whether you have some economic problem, you have spiritual, you require spiritual assistance. So the Imam is the one who basically provide all these assistance in the community, moral support. If you need assistance, financial assistance, Imam is the one who make announcement in the mosque. Many people come and he says, okay, that such person or such community member needs some financial support, so please can you come forward and donate and help those people. So Imam is someone, a sheikh is someone who is basically the main leader in the community to provide all these type of assistance to these people. So I was very much involved in these activities. They always contact me, whether it is a religious guidance, financial assistance, and asking me to speak to the community on behalf of them, and I was doing that one to help them out.
Now that harks back, doesn't it, to actually, if I'm correct, Muhammad used to do that.
Absolutely right.
So
yes.
that's
absolutely right. And if you can see his life, basically when he migrated from the city of Mecca to the city of Medina, where he established, this new Islamic state, and the mosque basically was the focal point. People used to come there and get guidance from him from every aspect of their life. So he was the one. He used to go to basically sometime to clean the home of some orphan lady.
Yes.
So he was providing all these assistance.
Yes. So he was leading by example.
By example.
Yes.
Absolutely.
By example.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll go to a break now, and we'll return in a moment. Welcome back to Harmony in Diversity. Norm Currie is my name, and we're speaking with Sheikh Muhammad Wahid. We've been discussing the Islamic Association of Australia. Now, in association with that, I believe there's an institute called the Tabir Institute.
That's right.
How was that set up, and what does it actually do?
Okay, in 2003, and obviously that was after September 11, we felt there is a need to have a local scholars instead of bringing someone from overseas. We set up this institute to produce a local scholars.
Yes.
Because if we bring someone from overseas, it is very hard for that person to understand the local environment, language, the culture. All these things were very important. So we thought that the people who grown up here understand the culture, understand the Australian people and Australian culture, have greater exposure to the other faith and communities and interaction, they should learn Islam. It is not just for the other people to understand. It was that the aim was that it should be for the Muslim community as well, to have the right person to guide them to the right teaching of Islam. Do not bring the extreme ideology and teach the people extreme ideas. So those people can create problem in the community. So that was the main aim, to have local scholars learn Islam, traditional way of learning Islam, so we can have harmony among the other faiths and other community.
And how many scholars have you generated to this point? Have they finished the courses?
We started the first pilot, that was experiment, and we had 5 students in that, local grown-up kids, and that was 3 years course, and we completed in 2006. And after that, we have the second session. At the same time, we felt the need that people have a lot of commitments in this community.
Yes.
And it is very hard for them to commit 3 years totally dedicated to learning the Islamic education. So we have to alter our program. Then we started public and adult education program, like a short courses, basically leading to the same conclusion, becoming a scholar. So after 2006, since we've been running this program, public and adult education, short courses, divided that 3 years course into these short courses.
Yes.
So we still are doing that one, and it is also our program to run these, public and adult education program in other states as well.
Right. And so a typical class
Yes.
Would comprise of what?
If you're talking about the numbers of students in the class,
Number and background.
background, yes. Usually we have 15 to 20 people in a class, and it usually run fortnightly basis, evening time, and we have people from different ages. We have youngster, we have the old, we have women as well in the class. The medium of instruction is in English.
Yes.
And we have a few students from other faith as well coming to learn the Islamic faith and the tradition of Islam. So it is open for everyone. This is not restricted to the only Muslim faith.
Right. So the students that have come through, is there anybody now working as a mullah or as
Absolutely, a very good question. Actually, you asked me. Before I came in Melbourne, I met another community in Gippsland.
Yes.
And there is a small community, Bosnian community, but there are other communities in that region as well, coming from Arab background, Morocco, Algeria, Somalia, farmer working in the countryside. So I was going there, but of course it is very hard for me to cater, the whole Melbourne.
That's right.
So luckily, those people who studied under me in our institute, we got few people serving the community in that region. We have another person, I send him in Gippsland. He goes there every week, Friday, to lead the Friday prayer and to guide that community, religious affairs. Similarly, I have another person who is looking after in Western Suburb. He goes there and teach there as well. Similarly, in other sides of the Melbourne as well. So in a way, we are trying to cover the whole area.
So you're achieving your objective from where you set up.
I am.
Yeah, that's excellent. Just looking at Melbourne itself, is there a collection of high-level scholars in Melbourne of which you're part of? Is there a sort of a...
Yes, there is a body which is called Board of Imam in Victoria. You must have heard.
Yes.
And usually, if any issue comes up, they sit together and they decide, and then they let the community know about that issue. So I am not officially member of that Board of Imam, but I am affiliated with them, and I do participate sometime in their meetings and give my advice. But due to my commitments, I already committed too much Tayyiba Institute, Islamic Association of Australia, and I work as well at the same time. And all this work is voluntarily, basically. I'm not a full-time, as traditionally we usually have a person, imam in the mosque, and he's being looked after by the community financially. I actually work for my livelihood, but all these services are free of charge.
Yes, working for your livelihood is the big challenge, of course. And we'll go to a break and we'll return shortly. Welcome back to Watching Harmony and Diversity. Norm Currie is my name, and we're speaking with Sheikh Muhammad Wahid. He's the president of the Islamic Association of Australia, and we've been talking about the Tabia Institute, which functions within that. But what leads out of, for this question for you, Sheikh, is that in the description of one of the outcomes that the Islamic Association is seeking to achieve is to provide assistance to Muslims in Australia who are in distress and misfortune. Is that a function which you are fulfilling, do you believe, through the
we are
association?
trying our best, actually. A lot of families come here. Sometimes they have financial hardships, and they seek assistance, from the organization, and particularly when they contact us.
Yes.
We, within our means, our resources, we try to assist them. Not even financially, we do assist them morally and spiritually as well, to comfort them. And we've been doing this work since we started. That was part of our organization as well, that we should provide support to the local community as well. Not just restricted to the Muslim faith, but we do provide assistance to the other faith as well. Try our best to do that one. Similarly, I can give you some examples. When the Queensland flood happened, we sent some money to the Queensland government as well. We go to the hospital and visit sick people, and they are not restricted to the Muslim only. We go to the other elderly people as well, to really sit with them, spend some time with them, and give them some company. So we participate in other activities as well. We basically in 2006 we worked with Rotary Club to send, first we collected all the second-hand medical equipments, and then we basically gather all of them in one of the depot in Lang Lang, which is owned by the Rotary Club. And then I organized my volunteer members to come one day and fill those containers, and we sent 2 of them to the Papua New Guinea and 2 of them to the Pakistan. So there is a little work going on in the community as well, and we do not have any borders which is just restricted to the Muslim community. We try to help other community as well, because we are human beings. On that level we must interact with each other.
Yes, that's absolutely so. And I think there's a powerful principle expressed in the Quran, I think, and is that called zakat?
Yes. There are 2 types of charity in Islamic faith. One is obligatory, which is called zakat, as you mentioned. The other one is called optional charity. And both are encouraged in Islamic teachings. Obviously, the first one, zakat, which is comes from the root word basically tazkiyah, which means to purify. That is the purpose of basically paying this portion of your wealth, which goes to the orphan, needy, poor, destitute people, which is compulsory. Every person who reaches to the certain level of wealth, and that wealth is accumulated in his or her account, or maybe sitting in home, that person has to pay the 2.5% on that property. And this is compulsory. If that person does not pay, he is liable, and he would be answerable on the day of judgment according to the Islamic teaching. And there is optional charity, which is highly encouraged in Islam, as even in the Quran, God said, "Man zalladhi yukridu Allah qardan hasana, fayudaifahu lahu ad'afa, fayudaifahu lahu walahu ajrun kareem." Who is there who give loan to God, and Allah, the God, has a great or the best reward for that person. So it is encouraged. This is optional charity which God encourage. Our Creator, our Lord, does not need any charity. But what He's trying to say to my people, my servants, if he needs, in his hardships, you come forward, the one who has blessed with the wealth, to look after those people. So there is a lot of saying of the Prophet as well about the charity, giving, looking after the destitute, looking after the poor and needy, because this brings the community closer. This it is not restricted even with the Muslim faith. As a human level, we have been encouraged that if your neighbor, whatever religion, race, faith he comes from, if he sleeps hungry and you eats that night, you will be liable that you didn't ask that neighbor that you didn't have the food, you should have shared with that person. So, I mean, on the practice level is, I mean, maybe we find deficiency in ourselves, but the teaching is there, and we find the implementation in many people who practice the teachings of Islam.
Yes, that actually, I suppose that's the finishing piece for us, because it actually brings Islam right down to the operating level of people in their lives.
Absolutely.
And I very much appreciate that illumination and your time with us, Sheikh, because we've run out of time. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your effort to invite me and sharing my feelings and my faith teachings among the wider community of Australia. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. And thank you very much for watching. We'll be seeing you next week.
Baha'u'llah, Shanti Om, Allahu